All right, so I want to go over. I think it's really important to play on the practice pad, and I think that's going to really help out with some of the stuff that you're working on with the drums. So we're kind of limited by our technique, right? So if your technique needs work, then which, I mean, even my technique needs work, man. So it's something that it's like a never-ending battle. But it's kind of like I said, you're limited by how your ability to use all of your drumming muscles, right? So in the case of the hands, you have a combination of arm motion, right? So you have your arm motion. You have, obviously, wrist motion, right? And then you have finger motion, right? So I'm not expecting you to do that with your fingers, but we're going to work on some technique things right now. So first of all, wrists, I think, are the most important thing to work on. Obviously, arm motion is like pretty natural because it's just natural to kind of use your arms. Most of the stuff that you're playing on the drum set, you're going to use arm motion to some extent, but that's kind of more for, maybe like if you're playing like a backbeat on 2 and 4, you're using a little bit of arm motion. But you see my right arm, my right hand, it's not really using a lot of arm motion. It's mainly just wrist motion and a little bit of finger motion. So don't worry about the finger motion. Mainly just the wrist motion is what I want to isolate right now. So these are the wrist snap ups. I think we've done these before, but these are really, really good. So I would suggest doing these with a metronome with a really, really slow tempo. So we'll go let's try 50 and eighth notes.
1 and 2.
No, that's too fast. So we'll go to 40.
1 and 2 and 3.
So we're just going to go like this. We're going to go
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
So we're working on
1
snapping the
and
stick
2
straight up.
and 3.
Notice my
and
fingers
4
are not
and
coming off the stick.
1
I'm not going like
and
this.
2 and 3.
You know what I
and
mean?
4
I'm keeping the
and
fingers
1
firmly
and
gripping
2
the
and
stick.
3
And then I'm trying to go
4 and 1
and snap it straight
and
up. Down, up.
and
Snap.
and
Snap.
and 1
So I'm just
and
doing half notes.
2 and
Or quarter notes.
3
Quarter notes.
and 4
Right?
and
1,
and
2,
and
3,
and
4. Okay?
and
Now,
1
that's the first
and
exercise.
2 and
Then the
3
second exercise is going to
4
be down,
and
then
1
up.
and
So like this.
2
So
and
3,
and
4. Here we go.
and
Down,
and 2
up,
and
down,
and 4
up.
and
Tap,
and
snap,
and
tap,
and
snap,
and 1
tap,
and
snap.
and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4
Okay?
and 1.
Now, the reason that we do the snapping technique is because it's kind of funny. You could just see my mouth. I'm just realizing that right now. It's kind of a funny video. Where are my eyes? There they are. So, you don't need to see that anyway. We're just literally, you just need to see my hands for this one. So, anyways, yeah, it's really important to build the wrist strength up. So if you can do these snap ups, and make sure when you're doing the snap, all the way through the entire stroke, see how my fingers are gripping the stick? I'm literally pushing my fingers against the stick. It's not coming off like this. You don't want to do this right here when you go down. You want to make sure that you're staying firmly on that stick through the whole stroke, okay? Really slow. With the metronome at 40 BPMs on 8th note click, so you can hear the 1 and you're only going to play the quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your hands might even shake a little bit when you're in this position because you're literally trying to keep it straight up. So you're trying to work the full range of motion of your wrist so that when you're playing 16th notes, now I have all that access to all that motion that I was just basically working out. So it's not going to be, I'm not going to be using arm motion now because my wrists now have all this mobility, right? Okay, so that's something I really, really want you to work on this week. And in the future, man, these snapbooks are so good at warming up your wrists. And I would say maybe shoot for, each do the ones where you do just the downs for maybe 1 minute, and then the down and the up for another minute. With the 40 BPM eighth notes, and then we'll get to the next exercise right now. So the next exercise is just going to be to play with a metronome again, and I'm going to put the counting on a different. So now we're going to go to 16th notes, and I'm going to just go to 60 BPMs only. Okay, so 60 BPM, 16th notes. We're going to only work on building up the wrist. So we're going to just use wrist motion only, no arm motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just wrists. Okay? And you're going to do that for, I would say, roughly 1 to 2 minutes on that. And then once you're warmed up with your 16th notes, then you're going to go 5 BPM increases until you hit 100 and then stop. Okay? So 5 BPM increases, meaning you're going to spend at each interval, at each increase of 5 BPMs, you're going to spend about 30 seconds. Okay? There we go.